Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we are diving into something super useful for developers. In this video, I will explain about what is Docker, why it is so powerful, and how it helps you run apps consistently across any system. If you ever run into the situation like this code works on my machine but it does not work on other developer machine or the test system or the production system, then Docker is the solution. Docker fixes that in a real smart way. Okay, let's get started. What is Docker? Okay, and why do we need the Docker? So the situation is, have you ever built an app that runs perfectly on your laptop but completely breaks when your teammate tries it on their laptop? That's the common problem caused by differences in setup like OS versions, dependencies, and tool installed between your laptop and your teammate laptop. So, but what if there is a way to package your app so it runs exactly same everywhere? So that's where the Docker comes in. Okay. In this video, I'll walk you through what Docker actually is, why developers and companies love it, and how it solves real world problems with simple and powerful containers. So the next is, what is Docker? At its core, Docker is a platform that helps developer package and run application in a consistent way, no matter where they are running. The secret behind Docker is something called a container. Okay, the container is like a sealed box. You might have seen a container which goes into the ship that holds. Similarly, in the Docker, a container is like a sealed box that holds everything your app needs to run: the code, the runtime, all the libraries and dependencies, even the config files, whether you run it on your laptop or test server or cloud server or production server, the container behaves exactly the same. In short, Docker lets you focus on building your app, not worrying about how and where it runs. Now let's talk about why Docker has become a game changer for developers and teams around the world. First, why use Docker? Docker is consistent across environment. As I told you, how many times have you heard or said the phrase, it works on my machine, but it does not work else? So it's very frustrating, right? Docker solves this by letting you run the same container on any machine with the exact same environment inside. Okay. This is the first and the most important part or the pros of Docker. The next one is fast development and deployment. Docker lets you spin and shut down environment in seconds. Need a clean setup to test something or just run a new container? No need to install and configure everything manually. Everything is packaged inside the Docker image. You can just run it, deploy it, you can do anything. So that's why it provides the fast development, also the deployment. Isolation is the third pros or the advantage of using the Docker, because each app run its in its own isolated container. Suppose if one needs an app which runs on Node.js and another one needs an app which is running on npm with different version of Node.js, no problem. You can run it on a different container. They will not interfere with each other. So that's how the isolation is the biggest advantage of the Docker. The next one is lightweight. Docker is very lightweight. It does not need the complete OS. They just share the host OS, and they use very few resources. That's why the Docker containers or the images are very lightweight. In short, actually, Docker makes development cleaner, faster, and way more reliable. Whether you are a solo developer or a part of a big team, it saves time and avoids headache. So now we have talked about everything about the what is Docker and what is the advantages of Docker and how it helps the developer or the DevOps person in development or the deployment of the application. Now let's go through the Docker Hello World example. Let's say you are building a Flask app which will run into the Docker. So I will share the all the commands. Here is the GitHub URL where I have pasted all the commands and the codes related to the Docker Hello World. Okay. For the Docker, the first point is the Docker file where you write all the steps which the image will contain. All these steps you can see from work directory, copy, run, expose port. I will go through all these steps or the what is the meaning of these commands in the next videos. Let's build a hello world docker image, run it as a container and browse it into the browser whether it works or not. Okay, let's go ahead. As you can see, I have cloned the docker github repo in my local laptop. These are the files which I showed into the GitHub UI. Okay, so this is the Docker file. Using this Docker file, I am going to build the Docker image. So let's open the, either you can use the PowerShell or you can use the command line in your laptop. Both works. Okay, for the Docker to work in your laptop, make sure that you have the developer Docker desktop is installed in your laptop. So how do you install that also I will show you, but this is just to view how the Docker desktop looks like. Once you install, the Docker UI looks like this. Okay, if you have run any containers, it will show you here. Images, if you have built any images, if builds, any builds you have done, like I have done a build some time back. Okay, let's go ahead and see how the sample Docker command works. Okay, Docker, even you don't have to write anything. I have written all the commands in the readme.md in the GitHub repo. So here is the GitHub repo. All the requirement is, everything is there. How to build the Docker image? You can see this is the command. Let's copy this, paste it into the PowerShell. Into the same location, if you see at the end, there is a dot. Dot means in the current location, Docker file is present. So let's click enter. It is downloading all the images, dependency images, all the, you can see, downloaded, and now it is building the image. Hello world. Now it is running the next command. Now it is installing, and that's it. So image building is done. Let's see how the image looks like. Clear it. Docker images. You can see it has listed down saying that hello world app tag is latest. This is the image ID built 12 seconds ago. Size is 136 MB. Okay. Go to the Docker desktop also. Okay. Into the images, you will see Docker hello world app latest tag. This is the image ID got built 34 seconds back. If you want to run, you can directly run it from here itself, this container or image. If you go to the builds, you can see the one which is built like 1 minute ago. Okay. So let's go to the container. How to start the container? Docker ps. Okay. This is the command to see the list of containers which is running. Right now nothing is running, right? So let's go to our GitHub repo again. The second command is docker run -p 5000 hello world app. Hello world is the name of the image. Okay. Now I am going to run that image and bring up the container. Let's copy that command and paste it. Docker run -p. This is a port mapping. Okay, I'll explain this how this port mapping works in a later part of the videos. Docker run -p 5000 hello world. Now this will run the container. So inside the container application will run on 5000. The same 5000 port is getting mapped uh, to the laptop, and application can be browsable over the 5000 port. Okay, you can see the application has started. Let's browse on the browser whether your application is up or not. You can see hello world from Docker. The Flask app is running inside a Docker container. You can see the 200 HEALTH. Yes, there is a health code is also in the Flask app. Docker container is running successfully. Status is healthy. Where is that healthy container is sitting? Okay, you click on app.py. That is a Python code. That's a small code. You can see here with slash it is saying hello world from Docker. With slash health it is saying that Docker container is running and status is healthy. I have showed you how to build a sample Docker image, how to go read through the Docker desktop UI, and how to run it on the your shell to run a container. Now same way you can see whether your container, just now I clicked Control C, so it came out. So right now this Docker container was not running into the daemon. Okay. So let's see your container is up or not. See, Docker PS did not show your container is up and running. Docker ps -a, that will show you your container, all the containers which is start or stop exited 19 seconds ago since I have stopped it. We will go through all these commands the next videos. Okay, these are the sample how the Docker works and how it can solve the issues which development team faces or the developer faces with his code, whether it is working in my laptop but it is not working on the test servers. In the next video we will set up Docker on your system and run your first container. Okay, if you like, subscribe and hit the bell button. Comment below what you would like to build with Docker. Link to the GitHub repo and Docker cheat sheet will be in the description. Thank you for watching this video.